This 2022 Ford F-250 is insane. It has 475 horsepower, 1,050 pound-feet of torque, and it can tow a maximum of 23,500 pounds with the optional 6.7-liter PowerStroke V8. As far as other options, you could get a 6.2-liter V8, that's the base level. This is the horsepower and torque, and you could step up from there to the 7.3-liter gasoline V8, or you could get this, a 6.7-liter diesel V8, which is what this has. And just to show you how massive it is, the mirror is the size of my head. I'm not very tall. I'm right around 5'7". There's about a foot of headroom between me and the roof. If you walk around back, you have this massive bed, 6.5 feet of bed space. You have nice Super Duty stamped into the tailgate. So as we get inside the F-250, window switches, nothing particularly interesting over here. The driver and passenger are one touch down, one touch up. The rear two are not. We have 3 memory seats for driver settings. Also interesting, this button here moves the pedals, gas and brake. I'm not going to do it to avoid messing up the owner's settings. As we get up here, we have the diesel exhaust brake, traction control off button. If you hit the traction control off button twice, it puts the truck into sport mode. Here is your lane keep assist button. Really big screen. This is a 12-inch screen in this truck. Here is your trailer brake controller. You also have trailer backup assist, so you can turn this button left and right. And if you have a trailer, it'll automatically turn the steering wheel so that you can get the trailer where you need to go. In other words, it's a lazy switch for people who don't know how to back up a trailer. We also have 110-volt household style outlet, as well as a cigarette lighter. Right in the front, you have giant Super Duty stamped on right there. So you go into the infotainment screen, you can go into apps, has all kinds of stuff. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, navigation, full screen map. It's actually really cool how it's set up. You can access your phone. Down here we have full auto air conditioning controls with heated and ventilated seats. The ventilated seats are very nice to have here in Arizona, which is currently 108 degrees outside. Nice cool summer day for us considering it's the beginning of August. Also, you have auxiliary switches up here so that you can connect them to different accessories such as lights or winches, anything you might want on the outside. There's a window switch right here to open and close the back window. Really nice to see. You have leather appointed seats in the back. As we get into the back here, there's tons of legroom, I must point out. 2 seat pockets, driver and passenger. 2 climate vents in the back seat. You have cigarette lighter on top. You also have a USB-C, USB-A charging point, and then another 110-volt household style power outlet. The utility doesn't stop here because in the back, you can lift the seats up, have an entire cargo area under the seats that you can also remove or fold to have an entire load floor in the back. And then you just fold the seats back down to give you a nice, well, seating area. One of my favorite features about Ford models that I wish other people had is you have a keypad here with different numbers. When you buy this truck, it comes with a code from the factory so that you can lock your keys inside the truck. And then if you want to go ATV riding or something in the ocean, you don't want to bring your key with you, just lock it in and then you have a little keypad so that you can get into your truck. So now we begin our driving portion of the F-250 Super Duty. And it doesn't handle particularly well. It's not supposed to. It's a truck. You can forgive that. But it is massive. Just driving it through all these turns and stuff, trying to avoid the trees that they can't ever figure out how to trim. It's massive. Now, it is easier to drive than a lot of people think. A lot of people I've heard, you know, oh, I don't drive big trucks and stuff. Well, good, because you don't need to. The owner of this truck has a huge trailer that he pulls, and I think he said it weighs about 18,000 pounds. He doesn't even notice it pulling this truck. Now, obviously, don't take that literally, because you would notice it. But it doesn't require a lot of effort for him to pull it. So, it drives really nice though. This is the Lariat trim, which is, you know, one of the higher trims of this truck. The Limited is the highest. The Limited has like massaging seats and some crazy equipment that this one doesn't, but you really don't need that much. And as the trade-off, you have more money in your bank account if you buy this compared to the Limited, because the Limited costs $100,000. This has a 10-speed automatic transmission connected to this diesel. It works really well so far. I'm going to find out better as I take it onto the freeway here in a moment. But really smooth shifts. It is kind of a rugged feel with the shifts. It would have to be because this is quite a heavy-duty truck. So you could manually shift it by pushing buttons here on the column shifter. I'm probably not going to do that, but one thing that is crazy is this has an immense amount of power. And when you're not towing anything, you can really put that 1,000 pound-feet of torque to use. I mean, that's an insane amount of torque. So we're going to go onto the freeway. I'll give you a good little acceleration run. So, I mean, it's not the fastest thing in the world, but I mean, it gets up and goes. Obviously, you're not buying this truck for speed. If you want speed, you'll get a Mustang if you're going to buy a Ford. But as we get onto the freeway here, you're not punching it. I mean, there's so much power that you can use out of this truck. It's not all horsepower, which is why once you're moving, it's not, you know, rocket fast, but it's just, the engine just effortlessly gets you going. It just doesn't take any effort. So it has so much torque. It doesn't really downshift. Diesels don't really shift a whole lot anyway, because that's kind of how they're set up. It accelerates just so easily. It's just amazing to me. Like I said, it easily doesn't necessarily mean fast. It's not fast, but it just feels brawny. Like I can take on the world with this. Keeping up with traffic here in front of us, and you know, we just effortlessly cruising here. And these mirrors are so helpful because this is a huge truck. So it really helps me keep it in the lane here. And that concludes the video of the 2022 Ford F-250 Super Duty with the 6.7 PowerStroke Diesel. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. I need to figure out how to turn that off.
I see.
We'll turn that off for now so we don't have to listen to some gibberish dude. I'm gonna edit that part out. I just thought it was
some
funny.
gibberish dude. Edit that out.